Would buying two smaller units, studios, yield more than one one-bed or larger unit? The professional advice is, buying two smaller units, like studios, will almost always yield a higher percentage of annual cash flow or net rental yield than buying one larger unit for the same total capital outlay. First, the high yield advantage of smaller units. The core principle that drives the yield difference is the price to rent ratio. Lower entry cost, studios and one-bedrooms have a much lower purchase price relative to the annual rent they command. They are the most affordable entry point for the huge expat population, which keeps their rent to value high. Example, a studio might cost 600,000 dirhams and rent for 50,000 dirhams, gross yield 8.3%. A two-bed might cost 1,200,000 dirhams and rent for 90,000 dirhams, gross yield 7.5%. Lower service charges per rent. While you pay service charges on both units, the charge is often lower in absolute terms per unit, and the percentage hit on the overall return is less severe than on one large, high-value unit. Higher liquidity in smaller units appeal to the largest rental pool, single professionals, young couples. They rent out faster and are easier to sell quickly, making them highly liquid assets. Second, the portfolio management advantages diversification. Owning two units instead of one provides powerful risk mitigation. Diversification. If Unit A is vacant for 2 months while you transition tenants, Unit B is still generating income. If you own only one unit, a single vacancy means 100% of client rental income stops. Multiple exit points. You can sell Unit A to capitalize on short-term market appreciation without having to sell Unit B, allowing you to manage client cash flow and capital gains more flexibly. Targeting different tenants. You can place Unit A in a high-yield short-term rental area and Unit B in a more stable, long-term rental area, balancing risk and income. Third, the trade-offs. For the investor whose primary goal is maximum annual cash flow and portfolio diversification, the strategy of two smaller units is generally superior, provided they are in the right high-demand locations. However, if the client goal is lower management hassle and maximum tenant longevity, the single, well-placed one-bedroom apartment is often the better compromise. You can run a live side-by-side net yield calculation on specific properties to show the exact difference in expected cash flow between a 1,200,000 dirham one-bed and two 600,000 dirham studios, for example.